One of the questions I get asked most often, especially at the Bill Gove speech workshop, is how did you get started as a speaker in the corporate market, working with Fortune 500 companies? And the truth is, I had what some people might call a professional speaker's concierge service. Someone ushered me into the corporate market, almost like a concierge ushers you into gets you tickets for the best show in town or whatever. And my concierge, my mentor in the corporate market, was the great Larry Wilson, the highest grossing corporate speaker that ever lived, through his company, Wilson Learning, which is in 80 plus countries around the world. And Larry was my personal mentor in corporate America for 15 years, last 15 years of his life, the first 15 years of my career. And he literally brought me to his biggest clients. He brought me to Simmons Mattress. He brought me to Toyota. He brought me to Miller Brewing. He brought me all over corporate America, because I don't know about you, but I've never actually even had a job. I mean, I'm not sure I should be bragging about that, but really, I haven't really ever had a job, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing. But much less have worked in Johnson & Johnson or Microsoft or Procter & Gamble or some gigantic corporation where there's a certain way they speak. Some people call it corporate speak, and there's a culture that you have to follow, and their routines, and you have to understand how big corporate works. It's not like working for a small company or being an entrepreneur. Or a small business or a medium-sized business. It's very, very different, and I didn't know any of those things. So if you don't understand the landscape, how are you going to sell it? Well, there was no way I could, but I had a great program, Mental Toughness University, I knew would work, or I figured would work, and Larry said, I'll teach you how to do this. I will do it for you, and I will show you. And he says, you're going to come with me, and you're going to watch me sell senior exec. I watched him sell $1 million plus consulting contract to the president of Toyota. I sat at the table with him at lunch, and he sold it over lunch. It was amazing. I saw him do the same thing with the president of Miller Brewing. Saw him do the same thing with the person who just purchased Simmons Mattress. I was there. And so by the time I got in a room at Johnson & Johnson by myself, I understood exactly what to say, exactly how to say it, how to sell it, and then know how to do it. Because Larry also took me on stage at these companies. Well, that doesn't exist today. I mean, I've never even heard of anyone doing that, except the only two people I've ever heard of is Bill Gove, who did it for Larry Wilson, and Larry Wilson and Bill Gove did it for me. It's very risky to do this with someone, to take them on stage to show them, but it's basically holding someone's hand and doing it for them and having them watch you do it so they can repeat what you did. And we're talking about a skill that once you master this in corporate America and you sell your program and it works, you're never going to worry about money another day in your life. You're a millionaire. I mean, many times over. This is where corporations are not like speaking to the general public. I love speaking to the general public. I love selling books to the general public. I've done a lot of it over the years, but where I really did 90% of my business is in corporate America, because that's where the money is. The public is broke. Corporations are the richest entities in the history of the world. Corporate America, big corporate America, I'm talking about the biggest companies in the country, have more money than most countries do. Entire countries. No exaggeration. Literally. So it's kind of like Willie Sutton. Why do you rob the banks, Willie? Well, because that's where the money is. So my point is, if you can learn as a speaker, as a trainer, as a coach consultant to sell the biggest corporations on the planet, it's over. You're done. The problem is, it's a very steep learning curve. Now, if you're a senior executive or a former senior executive of a big company, you have a big hand up. It's still not selling to them, but you know a lot about what makes a big company tick and kind of how it works and how you have to behave and how you have to speak to them. That's very, very different than speaking to the general public. I just attended a bunch of seminars and spoke at a couple just in the last couple of months, and I worked with and saw at least 100 speakers, and 99 of them, 99 of them could never work in corporate America as a speaker. They would throw them out. These guys are wearing their hats backwards. They got t-shirts on. They got flip-flops on. That works with entrepreneurs, I guess. It would never, ever work in a corporate environment. And so, because it's more sophisticated, it's a rich market. They can hire anyone they want, and they do all the time. They hire. I've worked with entertainers and actors and singers that were getting paid $500,000 for an hour to shake hands and take pictures with people, and then I'm giving a speech for 20 grand, and I'm thinking I'm getting real money. These corporations are so rich, it's insane. So the reason I say that is because they expect a sophisticated sales process because they can afford to get anyone they want. If they want Tony Robbins, they could afford to pay him for a month without leaving. They have real money, billions and billions of dollars, right, to spend. And they do it all the time. So if you feel like you have the talent to go into corporate America and speak to a sophisticated audience that will challenge you, that won't worship you like a rock star, like a Tony Robbins or someone like that, they don't do that with us. They just see us as vendors. They will challenge you, they'll push back, and you better be good enough to be able to win the day with them and show them that your solutions are the thing to really follow. And so I have a program that I started after having this concierge service, if you will, with Bill Gove and Larry Wilson, which made my entire career. I call it the Speaker's Apprentice Program. I've got a couple people making several $1 million a year. I've got a bunch of people making over $100,000 a year. And you can do it too if it's something you're interested in doing. If you want to learn how to break into the biggest companies, sell them, do the program, I will hold your hand and do it with you. Go to speakersapprentice.com and check it out. And if you're already a senior executive, you think you can do this on your own, consider working with the corporate market. Because the public is great. I love the public, but they're broke. Corporations are the exact opposite. They're so rich, it's unbelievable. And the other part of it is they're really dysfunctional because they're so large and they need help. They need speakers, trainers, coaches, and consultants. They need more smart people helping them out every day. And believe me, they can pay for it. That's where you want to go. So if you want to check out speakersapprentice.com, thanks for watching.